We have been chanting the powerful Yogi Ramsuratkumar Nama once again. This great opportunity has been given to us by the Divine. Let us be happy and grateful for that. All those people who joined us earnestly with devotion. We know no single Nama goes waste. Bhagwan many times repeatedly told us, revealed to us who in truth He is. He is not just the body, that He is the body also, but He is the supreme knowledge. He is Lord Shiva, He is Lord Mahavishnu, He is the Divine Mother. In many ways, He had given us glimpses of His true being. Once in Tiruvannamalai, one of the shops, outside one of the shops, Bhagwan was seated. It had been raining for 3 days continuously, and these people had come 3 days before for doing Giri Pradakshina. But then they found out, to their dismay, they could not do it. It was pouring. So they complained to Bhagwan, Swami, we have come all the way to do Giri Pradakshina for the past 3 days. We have not been able to do, much as we tried. Then Bhagwan said, he looked at them, smiled, stood up, and then said, okay, you go round this beggar 3 times and be assured that you have done your Giri Pradakshina. What a statement, what a blessing. See, in approval, this temple bell is ringing once again. They, of course, they were very happy to do that. And they left Tiruvannamalai with a heart full of devotion and happiness, a sense of fulfillment. And again, in 2000, when Bhagwan was seated in Pradhan Mandir, next to his murti in a chair, myself and Vijayalakshmi Amma used to sit in the hut there. It was the great Deepam day. People, huge crowd had gathered outside Pradhan Mandir. Every year they would put up a dais there, and Bhagwan would promptly go and be seated there around 5:45, 5:50. So people could have his darshan also. And Bhagwan would be witnessing the Deepam lighting. But that year, 2000, he was still seated in the chair, and people outside, the crowds were getting restless. I found some of those devotees just peeping in from corners with expectation, because any moment Bhagwan could get up and come there. But then I knew, sitting here, there was absolutely no sign of Bhagwan getting up at all. He continued smoking. So I went near and said, Bhagwan, it's 5:55. Oh, was all that she said. Then I knew. I came back, I retreated, came and sat there. And again, 2 minutes after, I saw many people now peeping in, but afraid to come inside. So once again, and they were looking at me also, looking at Bhagwan, looking at me as though they expected me to go and appeal. So immediately I got up and told Bhagwan, Bhagwan, it is now 5:58. Oh, all right. And then he didn't say anything, nor did he move. So I came back and sat. And then 5:59, I had no guts to go near and tell him. I simply announced from inside the hut, Bhagwan, 5:59. He didn't say anything now, he just looked at me and continued smoking. And 6 o'clock, they had lighted the Deepam there, and everybody was shouting, Annamalai Karohara. And also people started to move because they would immediately start going round the mountain. That is the tradition of the place. So here I came and said, Bhagwan, they have already lighted the lamp there on the peak. The crowds are moving. And people have started to go round the mountain. And the minute I said that people have started to go round the mountain, oh, all right, you and Vijayalakshmi can go round this beggar 3 times. And we happily did. 3 times we went around him and then prostrated before him. And soon after that, Bhagwan got up, walked out, and we ran after him. He boarded the car and left for Sudama. And people on the way who waited had his darshan. He did not allow us to see the Deepam at all that day, but the point was very clear that it is he who is the lamp that is lighted there on the mountain, on top of the mountain. The Supreme Being. He is the Supreme Being. He is that light of supreme knowledge. He is the fire of knowledge. Just as Lord Shiva stood there as a huge column of fire, letting the world know who he was, who he is. Swami that day let us know that he is the fire of that supreme knowledge, and that those who were with him, those who understood that, had direct darshan of that fire of knowledge. This reminded me of one particular incident which concerns Paramacharya of Kanchi, the sage of Kanchi. Once one Vedapuri Iyer went near him. He wanted to come to Tiruvannamalai for Giri Pradakshina, but when Paramacharya asked why did he want to come to Tiruvannamalai, want to go to Tiruvannamalai, he said he wanted to come and see his son in Tiruvannamalai. That was the real reason behind his attempting to go. But instead, when Paramacharya asked him, Vedapuri Iyer said, it is to do Giri Pradakshina. Immediately Paramacharya said, oh, you don't have to go to Tiruvannamalai for that. Now you go around me 3 times. Your Giri Pradakshina will be over. Very much in the fashion of what Bhagwan did. Why? Because they are the Arunachala mountain, the mountain of supreme knowledge, the fire of supreme knowledge. This Murti is still with us. We are all seated now in front of Bhagwan's Murti. When Bhagwan was seated near the Murti, he said he knew that his Murti would begin to serve people in his place after his Samadhi. So he announced, those who go round this ashram even once, they would get the benefit of 5 times going round the mountain. Many people have understood what he meant, and we see people coming from all directions, from all places, to do this ashram Girivalam. Now that Bhagwan is here in front of us with a raised hand in benediction, with a smile on his lips, ever watchful, ever gracious, ever assuring all the devotees, do not fear, have faith in me, I am here. He also once said, when a foreigner came and said, "Oh Swami, I see such a huge being here. I would like to take you, lift you bodily from here and take you to our country." He said it very earnestly. "Please come to our country, please come, please come." Then Swami smiled and pointed to Arunachala mountain and said, "You see, my friend, that mountain never moves." Meaning that he was none other than the Mount Arunachala, Lord Shiva, the column of huge column of fire, the fire of supreme knowledge. So we are now seated in front of him. Let us submit our prayers at his feet, knowing his boundless compassion and generosity. Bhagwan,